There's a version of not being ready to buy a home that's genuinely financial, credit that needs work, savings that haven't reached the right level, DTI that needs to come down before a lender will approve you. And then there's a version of not being ready that's something else entirely. A feeling, a vague sense that it's not the right time without a specific reason attached to it. A moving goalpost that advances every time you get close to meeting it. Both of those things exist, and they require completely different responses. This video is a framework for telling them apart, a set of honest questions that separate genuine financial unreadiness from the fear-based hesitation that keeps capable buyers on the sidelines long past the point where the math supports moving forward. Let's start with the concrete. Here are the financial indicators that actually determine whether you're ready. Your credit score is above 620. This is the minimum for a conventional loan. FHA goes lower, but with trade-offs in insurance cost. If you're above 700, you're in a strong position. If you're between 620 and 680, you can likely buy, but the rate premium is worth trying to reduce before you apply. If you're below 620, the honest answer is that 6 months of focused credit work before applying will save you more money than rushing will gain you. Your income is stable and documentable. You've been at your current job for at least 1 year, ideally 2. If you recently changed jobs, you're in the same field and at the same income level or higher. If you're self-employed, you have 2 years of tax returns showing the income you're claiming. Your debt-to-income ratio is workable. You've run the calculation we covered in the previous video. You know what your DTI will look like with the housing payment added. If it's under 43% on a conventional loan or under 50% on FHA, you likely qualify. If it's higher, you know it needs to come down. You have your down payment saved, and it won't clean you out. Whatever percentage you're putting down is ready to go. And after it leaves your account, you still have 3 to 6 months of housing expenses sitting in an emergency fund. If the down payment wipes out your reserves, you're not financially ready yet. You understand the full monthly cost, not just the mortgage payment. The taxes, insurance, maintenance reserve, and utilities have all been factored into a monthly budget, and the total is a number you can carry without financial strain in a month where something else also goes wrong. If all 5 of those are true, your financial readiness is real. Beyond the financial checklist, there are life circumstances questions that don't have right or wrong answers, but deserve honest consideration before you commit. Do you have a realistic expectation of staying in the area for at least 5 years? The transaction costs of buying and selling a home, typically 8 to 10% of the purchase price, require time and appreciation to recover. A 2-year hold followed by a sale in a flat market can leave you financially behind compared to renting. 5 years is the general threshold where the math reliably favors buying over the alternative. If a job change, a relationship change, or a planned move makes 5 years uncertain, the timing question is worth examining. Ask yourself, is your relationship situation stable if you're buying with a partner? A jointly purchased home is a legal and financial entanglement that requires a specific kind of conversation before it happens. What happens to the property if the relationship ends? Who is on the mortgage and what does that mean for their credit? Who is on the title and in what form? These aren't pessimistic questions. They're responsible ones. Have them before you're under contract. Do you have a realistic picture of the specific home's ongoing demands? It's an older home, a home with a large yard, a home with a pool, a home with unique architectural features, all carry maintenance demands that are real and time-consuming. If your life doesn't have room for them right now, a newer construction home or a condo with an HOA that handles exterior maintenance may be a better fit for this season of your life. This is the harder section. Here are the signs that the thing keeping you from buying isn't financial unreadiness. It's fear masquerading as financial reasoning. You keep moving the target. 6 months ago, the goal was a 700 credit score. If you hit 710 and now you've decided you need 740, a year ago the goal was $15,000 saved. You have $18,000, and now you've decided you need $25,000 before you feel ready. The goalpost moves every time you reach it. This is not financial analysis. This is anxiety. You're waiting for perfect conditions, waiting for rates to drop to the level they were at a specific point in the past, waiting for prices to come down to a level they haven't been at in years, waiting for absolute certainty about your job, your relationship, your city, your life. Perfect conditions don't exist in real estate or anywhere else. Buyers who wait for them don't buy. You're more comfortable with the familiar discomfort of renting than the unfamiliar discomfort of owning. Renting has a specific kind of financial pain that you've gotten used to. Owning has a different kind of financial responsibility that you haven't experienced before. The unfamiliar one feels larger and more threatening than it actually is because you don't have data yet about how it feels to live with it. You've done the research, but you haven't taken any action. You know what your credit score is. You know roughly what you can afford. You know the process, but you haven't called a lender. You haven't talked to an agent. You haven't pulled your credit reports. Research without action is a form of preparation that keeps you permanently in the preparation phase. If the honest answer is that you're genuinely not financially ready, here's what to do with that. Identify the specific gap. Credit, savings, DTI, income stability, name it exactly. A specific obstacle has a specific solution. Vague unreadiness just perpetuates itself. Build a timeline to close it. If your credit needs 90 days of work, your target purchase date is 90 days, plus the typical purchase timeline of 30 to 60 days. If your savings need 8 more months, your target date is 8 months from now. Give it a date. Make it real. Work the problem between now and the date. Use the time productively rather than just waiting. Improve the credit, build the savings, reduce the debt, understand the market you're going to buy in. Arrive at your target date more prepared than you would have been if you'd rushed. If the honest answer is that you're financially ready but hesitating for fear-based reasons, here's what to do with that. Take one action, not a commitment. An action. Call a lender and ask for a pre-approval. Talk to a buyer's agent. Attend an open house in your target area. Fear that isn't confronted directly tends to expand. Fear that is confronted with a small action tends to become more manageable. Give yourself a decision deadline. Not an arbitrary one, a real one. If I haven't made an offer on a property by this date, I'll reassess what's actually stopping me. Indefinite open-endedness is where capable buyers spend years longer than necessary on the sidelines. There's no universal answer to whether you're ready to buy a home. There's your specific financial situation, your specific life circumstances, and your specific relationship with the uncertainty that comes with a decision this size. But what there is a universal answer to is this: the difference between genuine financial unreadiness and fear-based hesitation is worth knowing. One has a specific solution and a specific timeline. The other has a different solution entirely. Run the checklist. Answer the questions honestly. And then do something with the answer rather than returning to the research phase. The market isn't going to wait for you to feel completely ready, and in most cases, the version of you that felt completely ready before taking the step didn't actually exist. The version that took the step and figured out the rest is the one that got there. Genuine readiness or fear wearing a costume. Now you know which one you're dealing with. Give this a like if it helped you tell the difference. Subscribe, and we'll be here for whatever comes next in the process.